Scorpio singles. Thanks for joining me. It's Tarot My Love. I'm David, and I'm doing your singles, the four pillar spread. Okay, meet your soulmate. I'm calling it a little bit different kind of singles read here. What we're going to do is ask Spirit to show us your soulmate, the one that's right for you, like you're going to be right for them, not your next ex problem, your next ex wife or ex husband, the one that's in alignment with your soul's purpose and growth. And we're going to use the four pillars. I call it the intellectual, emotional, sexual, and lifestyle compatibility aspects of a relationship. We also look at love and sex, and try to look for core values and lifestyle issues. Core values are like, what do you really believe in? You believe in God? You not believe in God? Or are you a patriot or you're not a patriot? Do you want children? That be a part of your life? Do you not want children? Do you think lying is okay sometimes, or you absolutely think lying is wrong? I think core values is one of them things that you gotta have that. I mean, you gotta have it. Lifestyle, you can be flexible a little bit. Smoke, not smoke. Live in an apartment. Live in a house, the city, the country. But yeah, so we're gonna start with the emotional aspect, and we're gonna have the Hermit here coming up. And also, we're going to have the Seven of Cups. Okay. Definitely going to be an introvert. Go there. Two of Swords in the intellectual position. And we're going to have the Two of Wands. Interesting. It's in the intellectual position now. It's a little different reading. Work with me here. We'll try to get to know them, see if I can get any idea about their history and what stories they might tell. Here we'll look at the sexual and love nature and the core values and lifestyle. Let me focus here for a minute on the Hermit and the Seven of Cups. That's in the emotional side. This also, I look at moon energy there. It's also the unconscious. Here in the intellectual side, you got Two of Swords and Two of Wands. Conscious self, Mercury energy, Sun energy, I see sometimes. Um, wow. So, this would be someone, not getting an age here, but they might be a little bit older. Not real young, but they have they're kind of, this would be in their chart. They've been born to do the inner work. They may have been working intensely on themselves for maybe their whole lives, or I would say since maybe late teens. Meaning, meditating, therapy, being kind of introverted too, and really being the hermit who points the finger at only yourself. Um, and so they're going to be someone that really knows themselves. And it's going to be like in their chart too, because there's going to be a challenge there, like a square of, say, Mercury square moon or something. And because you've got the Seven of Cups in the deep unconscious, in their childhood, I'm not saying it's particularly bad or anything, but there may have been a little lack of guidance, and maybe they may have been an only child, or if they were a middle child, kind of a lost child, like they had their own bedroom and they kind of did their own thing, and it just would be part of their character. It, after a while, like they sort of wouldn't really expect their siblings or maybe their parents to sort of interact with them a whole lot, um, and that kind of thing. And so they've spent this time. The Seven of Cups is kind of not being comfortable in your own skin, I think, but it's them going through a process with the Hermit of really getting to know themselves and becoming more comfortable in their own skin. And they probably have a feeling with the Two of Swords and the Two of Wands, of still they're not fully comfortable in their own skin. It's been a lot of work, and they probably question themselves in their own mind a lot, challenge themselves in their own mind. They might beat themselves up in their own mind a little bit. Again, this is your person. Doesn't mean they're perfect. None of us are perfect, but it's not a toxic thing. Just so you get to know them, they're trying, but they're can be self-critical, okay, of themselves, and I think they question themselves a lot in their own mind. And two of wands, even their actions. So honestly, they would be someone they might have be slow to take action. They have a difficulty making up their mind. Now I kind of laugh a little here because I like to think about being on a date with them and how they might act, across from you. Well, they're definitely going to be kind of introverted and not real talkative. You're going to have to draw them out. Um, but they would be someone when they bring them the menu, they would come back and say, "Are you ready?" And they might say no. And like they haven't really been talking to you for the last 10 minutes. They just kind of been looking at the menu, and maybe so then they come may go on several times. They may have a hard time making decisions. You might see it like right there. And they may have a hard time taking actions on their thoughts. You'd see this too. Mercury is challenged by Mars. You have a hard time taking your thoughts and making them in and taking an action, making a reality. Mercury's opposite Mars, square Mars, type of energy here. Not picking up on the astrology here, but it could be a Virgo moon. I mean, the Hermit's kind of obvious. And that actually would make sense because they're kind of triggery. And the Two of Swords is kind of triggery. Uh, um, and so not only are they questioning themselves in their own mind and judging themselves and double, um, you know, questioning everything they might think or every action they want to take. They might think, no, wait, maybe not, or back and forth, but maybe other people too. Um, so as they're sitting and listening to you, they might actually be kind of judging you. Again, they're not perfect. It's your person. Um, um, and you will know because then when you're done talking by how they respond. But I think they will listen. And with the Virgo moon, that makes sense too because they're going to feel like they have to respond. Like with the Two of Swords and the Two of Wands, they probably have a really hard time because you're just talking to them about whatever. But for them, it's like they feel like they have to, whatever it is you say, they have to like find a resolution or find a solution, or at least they have to say something back that to them may seem kind of difficult to figure out what that something is. That's just the right thing to say in their minds. That's what I mean. They're a little in their head. So while you're talking, they're in their head, and so kind of a feeling of like they feel like other people are not going to really see them for who they are. But they would be very good at recognizing you, and I think they would be open to you and listening to you. In fact, I think that's mostly what they do is listen. You're going to be hard pressed to get them to pontificate or any prolonged monologues, probably out of the question. Three of Cups, this is their sexual love energy. And Nine of Wands, sexual love energy here. Three of Cups over Nine of Wands. We're going to have the Ace of Swords and the career, lifestyle, core value, and the Ace of Pentacles. Wow. Ace over Ace there. We'll skip the sexual for a moment. Have a sip of coffee. I'll get back to that. But the Three of Cups doesn't mean they're a third party. That's not it at all. But the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles for their core values and lifestyle. So they're adamant about whatever they're into. They're absolutely into it, and they will talk about that. They may talk more about like their work or their what they consider their life purpose, how they interact with the world. It's like 10th house energy. They may talk about that because it means a lot to them. It's something kind of practical. They like to keep things simple and take practical steps. Maybe one of the things that they would have learned with this Ace of Pentacles is pick one thing and master it. take the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step, because remember, it's hard for them to make a decision and hard for them to take an action. So probably when they finally do, I mean, it's something like they're going to declare it. It's something that's a big deal. It's like, I figured out what I want for breakfast. It's the so and so omelet with the such and such, and it's like, you know, ta-da! And good luck getting them to change that order because they're committed to it. So it's like that. So if they decided in college, they had an epiphany and they finally realized, probably in their fourth year, that they had to go another 2 years and completely change their major, because now they realized they want to do this other thing, and it made an enormous commitment to it. So they probably do something that they're highly committed to, whatever it is. Be their work will be a part of their life that you'll be joining, and they'll definitely be wanting to talk to you about that. I think, um, probably more than even personal things. Um, it's something they're very sincere about, something they're very committed to. So the work that they do, it's a kind of work like they would probably never retire from it. They're doing something they love, something they're committed to. I mean, it may not even properly be work, but it means everything to them, and they're like wholly, completely committed to it. Um, so I think in terms of like the household and stuff, you would kind of have carte blanche. Um, they really don't like to make those decisions. Where do you want to live? What color furniture? Whatever. Move in with me. Move in with you. They're probably going to be just focused on what they care about and what they do, and not so much on the house. So if you don't care, then they don't care. You live in a box, probably. They'd be happy, as long as they're with you, type of deal, okay? So with the Three of Cups and the Nine of Wands here, we're going to have a Virgo moon. We're kind of wide open as to the Venuses. Um, but this could be an Aries Mars and a Pisces Venus, which I think kind of could suit them, right? That unconditional love, the Three of Cups. Um, there's someone that's very open to love. Venus is exalted there. Um, they have a lot of love to give, you know. Um, and I think, like, again, they're kind of compartmentalized. I just realized, it's like their work is just one part of their life, and they might kind of, like, in a way, keep that completely separate, from the rest of their life. And I get the sense too, and with this Nine of Wands would be this Ace of would be the Aries Mars. Um, and so when it comes to sex and love, both, they would really warm up. Like, in terms of work, they're committed to it and they're serious about it. Um, but with you, basically their romantic partner, they're going to show a sensitive side of themselves, a vulnerable side, very soft, receptive, open, loving side that is maybe a little uncharacteristic. Like, their friends would probably never think of them that way. Probably don't have a lot of friends, but they're people that know them wouldn't think of them as this way at all. Like, if you were to tell their best friend how they are once the bedroom door closes, that and how they're so warm and affectionate and bring you coffee in the morning and kiss you on the forehead, and they just love you so deeply and so truly, and yet, when the door closes, they're fiery in bed, and it's great, and their friend you're talking to would probably just be like, are you pulling my leg? Joking with me right now, right? This is like you're trying to be funny, because it would not be how they would see this person, their persona. And you would be probably the only one to know that part of themselves, no? So thank you guys, Scorpio. Give me a like. It's good karma. It's easy. And I hope this is your person. Join a dating site. And you've been having some rough readings in the heart spread. So, but I see that always with your existing person. So with this new person, I think you're all right. But with an existing person, exercise caution, Scorpios. Thank you guys.